Well, good morning. Welcome back to my channel, Persevering Daily. Yesterday I worked on my patio, cleaning it up a little bit. We had a lot of wind and hail the other night and it knocked a lot of stuff over. So I came out here and kind of cleaned up the area a little bit. Looks a lot better than it did. I moved this plant, my ivy, I moved it outside here, and also this little wicker table that was in my front room, my front hallway, and it's warm enough now that I think it'll be okay out here. So here's the progress on my little wildflower seeds that I threw out. You can see they're starting to kind of come up, little plants. This is, I think that's a pansy. Bought these the other day. This little tablecloth, when we were going through a lot of my mom's things, there was a lot of fabric and stuff, and I found that and I thought, well, it kind of matches my stuff. So I brought it over here. This is my little pathway that I made a few weeks ago. Well, the marigolds are doing pretty well. I threw some more wildflower seeds along here, but you can't really see because I just kind of threw them out in the grass, but they're most likely coming up too. These are my butterfly plants, and I'm hoping that the freeze didn't kill them off. I'm still kind of waiting to see a little bit of green pop up on them, well, hopefully, because they really attract the butterflies. Over here, these are some of the things that I had planted seeds. This is my basil. It's starting to come up. I think that's one of my strawberries. I can't even remember what I put in there, but that's starting to come up. This one is it's a pepper, but I planted seeds, but they never came up. This one is, oh gosh, I think this is a separate little plant that I put in there. I don't even remember what it is. Some of this will be a surprise for me when it finally starts to come up. My strawberries are doing good. The ones that I, not seeds, but I put plants in, and they are starting to do pretty good. And then here's some of my tomatoes, more strawberries, and then that's my aloe vera. I moved it. It was over by the fence, and I moved it over here. We're gonna see how it does over here. More tomatoes, more tomatoes. This is my Turk's cap. It's starting to come back. Oh, Josie's having a fit over here. Let me go take care of her. Here's the progress on the blackberry bushes I planted. They already had blooms on them when I bought them, but I didn't kill them yet, so they're doing good. Here's my yellow squash. And more squash and zucchini. Some peas back there, that's sugar snap peas, I think. There's two different kinds of peas back there. There's my cucumbers. There. That purple kale. That's very pretty. And then all of this is lettuce. And then that back there is spinach. And then here, I've got two more blueberry bushes that I bought. And you can see it already had little berries on them. And the guy told me that they really need acidic soil, and he suggested getting peat moss, which I haven't done yet, but I had these orange peels, and so I chopped them all up and put them down in there. I don't know, I mean, that makes sense to me, acidic, orange peels. So I don't know if any of y'all know whether that's gonna help. Let me know. There's my other blueberry plants. These were the ones that I just bought in the bags, and they were pretty much just a stick with some roots. And you can see they're growing. I put orange peels down there too, and I kind of covered them up so the birds hopefully wouldn't see them and swoop down and take them. My cannas are starting to pop up. I got out here yesterday and pulled up a lot of the dead stuff. There's my fern. All of my chairs and stuff had gotten blown over in the weather, so I set all that back up. This umbrella, it blows over all the time, even when it's closed. So if any of you have some suggestions for how to keep that from happening, let me know. I put these, I mean, this is a really heavy stand, and still it blows over. And so I put these they're also really heavy horseshoes on there this morning. We'll see. I mean, if it's real windy, nothing's gonna keep it from blowing over. But today so far it's pretty still. So I'm hoping that that'll stand today. There's my bird feeder. Had a few birds at it yesterday. I actually saw a blue jay and a red bird yesterday, not back here, but in the front yard. There's just another view of my little fire pit area that we created. That little blue kind of aqua colored table, I got that at Five Below for $5. I thought it was really cute. This is more cannas. You can see they're coming up pretty good there. I threw some, from our fire pit, the charred pieces of wood and stuff. I thought, well, maybe that'd be good for the soil. Here's my hydrangea. This has been here for a couple of years and it has done nothing. But this year, that actually looks better than it's ever looked. So I'm hoping it's finally taken off. And yesterday I came out here and I pulled down, haven't put it in trash bags yet, but I pulled down all the dead vines from over here. And this is the ivy, and it will grow all up along here and it's gonna look pretty. I put this purple plant, I can't remember the name of it. I mean, it's pretty common, but I put it inside this old chimenea and it seems to like it there. I put it there about a week ago. It's pretty happy. There's my red tip photinias. They're looking pretty. This little tree, I haven't pulled it out yet, but I'm gonna pull that out and put something else there. And my gardenia over here, I need to chop off all this dead stuff. And then there is some green there. So I'm gonna pull all that dead stuff off and then put some Miracle Grow on that and hopefully help to bring that back. There's my pampas grass. It does have some green, so it'll come back. It looks like that about this time of year, every year. There's my little evergreen, which it loves that spot, so I think it looks pretty there. And my fountain with my little boxwoods. Those started so small and they've really taken off. A lot of people lost their boxwoods this year with that freeze, but mine seem to do okay. I pulled out a lot of the dead stuff over here, but you can see this thing here, it's dead. So I need to dig that out and plant something there. And this, I'm pretty sure this is dead too. This was a really pretty kind of a tropical climbing, flowering vine, and I kind of really studied it yesterday, even though that vine looks like it's alive because it's kind of got a reddish tint to it, but really I looked at a couple of pieces and pulled on them and they're pretty brittle, so I'm pretty sure it didn't make it through the freeze. So I'm probably gonna have to put something else there. There's another view of the patio, and then here's my little path. My Indian hawthorn, you can see back in there, there's some green. So I gotta chop all this dead stuff back. And then I think that'll be okay. There's my new basil plant that I planted, and it loves it there. This is some pink phlox. They're gonna get really tall. They should probably get almost as tall as this shepherd's hook. And I haven't seen the tall ones in a long time, so I grabbed those. I think I got those at Callaway's. And I need to take the label off of that plant, but just some petunias. I thought that was pretty. There is my crepe myrtle, and you can see there's still some life at the bottom. And I'll trim all this back, and that'll take off hopefully. There's my chocolate mint. It likes it here. My garden sage. Never tried to grow that before, so we'll see. It likes it so far. It's been there a week or so. There's my lavender. It's very happy. And oregano. And then there's my new rosemary, my huge rosemary plant that didn't make it. We pulled that out and put in 2 new rosemary plants. It was very hard to find that. I finally found it at one of the Lowe's, not the Lowe's by me, but a different little town had it. But everybody was out of it. And my daisies this year, wow, look at them. They're really taking off. I planted those by seed last year in March. And you can see, like, I haven't had any blooms yet, but I'm hoping this year we'll get some blooms. And then these are purple coneflower seeds that I planted last year too. So hopefully I'll get some of those. I can't remember what this is, but it gets really pretty little purplish, bluish blooms on it. That's what these are. And they'll get kind of purple and blue, and they're really pretty. So the plant looks pretty healthy. So hopefully I'll get some blooms later on. This one I planted, and it's kind of a climbing vine type of a thing. It gets little pink, pale pink blooms on it. And hopefully that's gonna climb up over my arbor here. So there's just another view of all that. It's a beautiful morning out here, Sunday morning. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day. This was just a little update on how my things in my garden are going. I'm gonna go up and get a few more plants today to replace some of the ones that I showed you that need to come out, and just keep it going. I'm just keeping on adding. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.